under the law. While acknowledging the overall success of the election, he stressed the importance of ensuring accountability.
Thank you for the support before, during, and after the elections, the technical support, and then also during the election, the EU observer mission was one of the biggest, and I think that it helped to create a successful outcome from the election that we held. We are happy about the smooth and successful election we had. Unfortunately, there were a few incidents that have marred it, a few deaths, and it is our intention to investigate, what led to the deaths of those people, and if people are culpable, then they need to pay the price, for what they've done. And so, as soon as things settle, I hope that this government will start to investigate those incidents, but if that does not happen, we would.
Well, away from that, tensions are high at the National Police Training School in Tesino, Accra, as the recollation of parliamentary election results for 4 constituencies continue under tight security. The constituencies involved Suhum, Nsawam, Fantiakwa North, and Akwatia are also facing disputes over the initial coalition process in the eastern region. The exercise overseen by the Electoral Commission was moved to Tesino after effort to finalize the coalition in the eastern region. Well, in relation with this development, Dr. Peter Boama Otokono, the National Democratic Congress, says the party will not accept the declaration of Ernest Yakumi as the MP-elect for the Akwatia constituency in the eastern region. On Thursday, December 12, the Electoral Commission moved the collation of disputed result in some constituencies in the eastern region to the police training school in Tesino, Greater Accra, to avoid the chaos witnessed in the constituencies. Well, after the recollation at the police training school, the returning officer declared Mr. Kumi of the New Patriotic Party candidate as the winner. The recollation has raised concerns among stakeholders, particularly the National Democratic Congress, whose representatives have questioned the process's fairness and transparency, condemning Afenyo Makin's statement at the press yesterday, December 11. Let's take a listen at what has transpired so far at the Tesino police station.
Now, Afenyo Makin yesterday held a press conference and invariably accused the NDC of distracting the polls and creating chaos all over, which is palpably false. We all know how the NPP operates and how we decried the involvement of the military in this election. The NPP insisted in using military in this election. Most of the chaos that have been caused in this election at coalition centers, at polling station centers, were caused by military and policemen who invariably were working for the NPP. For example, in Nsawam, Madam Zita Okakwe, Ambassador Zita Okakwe Benson was there. Madam Zita Benson was at the station when the military invaded the coalition center. Shot people, 1 person died. The parliamentary candidate of the NPP, who is the sitting MP, actually shot somebody himself. He is still working free. We had demanded the arrest of the MP. Nobody is saying anything. There are so many police officers here. It has been captured on video. He is shooting that gentleman. He is still sitting here. Nobody has said anything. what has necessitated most of the young people of this country rising to protect our democracy is that the security agencies are in cahoots with the NPP and they have failed to act when there is a need to act. At the various police stations where the police service are supposed to act, they don't act. Where the military are not supposed to be, they are. The military are heavily weaponized. You saw what happened in Obuasi East when the military carried guns into the police station. When we had agreed at the National Election Security Task Force that no gun, zero tolerance for guns at the polling stations. But we saw military men carrying heavily loaded arms at the polling station, to the extent that a citizen had to rise and confront them and fight them and try to seize the guns. And so we have seen violence, state-sponsored violence, perpetuated by the government and Afenyo Markin and his people in this election. Afenyo Markin's constituency is the worst culprit. As we speak, the vice chairman of the NDC has gone missing from Saturday. We have been looking for him and we can't find him. In fact, before he got missing, he had been beaten mercilessly. We have seen the photos and the videos of the gentleman.
I wish you could share that with us.
Yes, it's available. It's on social media. He has been beaten mercilessly with swollen faces, cutlass wounds, and now he's missing. Nobody knows where this person is. The police are quiet. Ghana Police Service has not issued any statement on this matter. Afenyo Markin is working here scot-free and is making noise, creating distraction at these collation centers. And so if somebody speaks and calls out Afenyo Markin for his disrespect, his disregard, and his empty vituperations, it is rightly so. And it is important that he knows that this country is not for him. The days where they will do anything and speak anyhow and misconduct themselves anyhow has ended. And he must know his place now, because the people of Ghana said enough is enough. And that is why they have been rejected. And so if they have been rejected, if they are minority, their so-called majority, which ended up minority, has been reduced to a miniature minority, they should heal their wounds, regroup, and look at the way forward in future. They should stop this unnecessary distractions. Why? Afenyo Markin yesterday is claiming that there are people who are declaring results who are not returning officers. They are hiring people to declare results. Right here this morning, Afenyo Markin, had gone to bring some gentleman. We don't know where he's coming from. Whether he's not Deputy RO. They don't have anything like Deputy RO in the Constitution. There's only returning officer and collation officer who assist the returning officer. They have gone to bring the collation officer to come and redeclare election results that have been declared in Fantiakwa by the returning officer. I saw them here, they and the returning of the collation officer alone, to redeclare the results. This kind of recklessness must be avoided. This must be rejected.
Well, let's just stay a little while on this issue of coalition challenges. And in contrast, the ruling New Patriotic Party, NPP, has defended the EC's action, asserting that the move is necessary to ensure order and accuracy. Afenyo Markin, in an interview with ABC News, refuted claims that the disrespected President-elect John Dramani Mahama says he feels threatened by Stan Dugbe Max on Facebook.
NDP 85, NDP 51, Lima 1, Wajo 44, total 181, rejected 2, total vote 183. E110906, Dear Primary School of Wadaka, NDP 116, NDC 69. It is one of those states that have voted for a very fine one. But I think actually it is one of those states that have voted for. If they cannot take opposing views, then actually in the NDC might be able to. They must tolerate. If they cannot take opposing views, then of course they stop them. They are running away. What is it that is going in the day? That amounts that inciting I understand stop there. Start early in the day. Start attacking early in the day for him to start inciting people. I think that stand your way is too early in the day to start attacking. It is one of those steps that have resulted in all of us in a very peaceful atmosphere. But I think that our colleagues in the NDC must be tolerant. They must be tolerant. If they cannot take opposing views, then of course, what is
this issue, the decision to recollate the result follows controversies that emerged during the original coalition in the Eastern region. This arrangement between party agents and EC officials over the accuracy and integrity of the result led to the deadlock, promoting the commission to move the process to Accra. Let's take a listen at what has been transpiring at the place.
And one person should join us. We are supposed to entertain only 2 agents. So if you don't be quiet, we will exercise that power.
Exercise it and let the rest go.
Everybody give us only 2 people.
Yes, you have to.
The next thing is that the writing of the BVD number, whether it was written and it was cancelled and the writing was written again, does not invalidate genuine value. That is the position.
Well, as you can see, tensions indeed are very high, but critics and other party agents of the independent candidates for Suhum, Kojo Asante, has argued about the figures on the BVDS, that is the biometric verification, I beg your pardon. Let's take a listen at that also.
Which is quite different from the rest. So we are going according to what your officers have told us, and that is all we are going to do. Aside that, we are not taking anything according to law. Not according to law. There is He says that if any presiding officer, anything that they will do at a police station, he must give access to the agent to know what actually transpired. Now we have gotten to a point whereby we have recorded all the BVD serial numbers, and the ones that you cancel, they cannot be found in the one that we received from the EC. Let me give you this fact. On the 16th of November 2024, we were asked to go to Koforidua, where we received 310 BVDs. We, by our documents, the BVD serial numbers that we have here, that you have counted and written, we don't have it. That is the code. We don't have it based on the one that we received. So we are saying that, yes, we are, listen. We are saying that, no, wait. We are saying that BVD are the council. We don't have the code of the council. We are calling for a total annulment of all those.
That can never happen. You can never do that. Don't try.
Well, let's still maintain focus on issues of coalition challenges, and the Electoral Commission has officially declared Ernest Kumi of the New Patriotic Party as the Member of Parliament elect for Akwatia following a protracted and highly contentious electoral process. The declaration was made at the National Police Training School in Tessena, Accra, after multiple failed attempts to finalize the results in the Eastern region. Ernest Kumi garnered 19,269 votes, while the National Democratic Congress's Henry Yadom Boakye had 17,206 votes. The Akwatia constituency, traditionally a stronghold for the NPP, became a focal point of the national attention in the December 7 election. What should have been a straightforward declaration of results turned into a prolonged process riddled with dispute, delays and accusations from various quarters.
Ernest Kumi had 19,269 votes. Henry Yadon had 17,206 votes. Total valid votes 36,475. Total rejected 294. Total vote cast 36,769. With this, or based on the results so far, based on the results mentioned, and on behalf of the chairperson, I declare Ernest Kumi as the MP-elect for Akwatia constituency. Thank you.
Still on this issue, the New Patriotic Party has officially won the Fantiako North seat after several disputes. Now, this was when the EC official declared the results Thursday morning. At the end of the day, the parliamentary candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Appiah-Kodua, had 11,751, while the parliamentary candidate of the NDC had 11,297.
Total votes cast 23,282. In the absence of my returning officer and the power vested in me as the deputy returning officer, I therefore declare Mr. Kwame Appiah-Kodua of the NPP as the winner.
Well, let's move straight to Wujagbawe, where tensions are rising in the Wujagbawe municipality after supporters of the National Democratic Congress stormed the premises of the Electoral Commission demanding a redeclaration of the parliamentary election results. Now, this unrest follows the announcement of Jerry Ahmed Shaib, the candidate from the New Patriotic Party NPP, as the winner in the Wujagbawe constituency during the 2024 general elections. Shaib received 32,608 votes, narrowly defeating Felix Odate Lamte of the NDC, who garnered 30,460 votes in a closely contested race. Shaib's victory further strengthened the NPP's position in the constituency and increases its parliamentary representation. Wilfred Aite Blankson, the presiding member of the Assembly, recognized the NDC's concerns regarding discrepancies in the parliamentary vote count. Let's take a listen at what has been transpiring so far at the Wujagbawe constituency.
What you heard is what is on the line now, because it all started just after the election. We had an information that a lot of pink sheets are coming, which are not coming from the polling station. So we are here to examine it. And moreover, when we came and we were cross-checking the collation, it was not tallying because we have ours and the other opponent does not have any pink sheets. So we found out that we are leading. And all of a sudden, what they told us that he's ready to carry the case to court. So we came out jubilating that we are forcing him to tell us, oh, he's not ready to give us the actual listing. But just yesterday, we had an information that some of the big men were here bringing additional ballot papers so that they will do recounting. And we are also not okay. So let's enter. Let us all see what is going on. Later, when we went there, we saw some of the EC officials standing and then taking 2020 pin sheet for declaration, which is not right. It's irregularity. As I'm speaking to you right now, everybody have been moved to the headquarters at regional to do the collation over there to redeclare, because the EC official who did the declaration is not the rightful person to do it. It is Abigail who is supposed to do it, but he or she also was complaining that he was being a threat. So Mr. Dankwa was brought in to do the declaration. Mr. Dankwa is a retired presiding.
Well, let's have a conversation on the back of all these challenges about collision countings and all that. My colleague Samuel Nimbabo is currently at the police training school at Tesano, where all the results and the contention are being resolved. Sammy, it has been a very long day for you, quite understandable, but tell us, what is the latest report from where you are? Hello, Sam. Hello, Sam. Well, we're trying to... Sam, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself so we can hear you properly.
All right, Melo, if you can hear me.
Absolutely,
I said we are still here
on.
at the Tesson. All right, we are still here at the Tesson Police Depot where the recollation of some 4 constituencies in the eastern region is currently still underway. Early in the morning, when the process started around 8 a.m., we saw the EC declare the seat for Fantiapa and the Akotia seat in favor of the New Patriotic Party. But as I'm speaking now, coalition is still underway for the Nsawama Dodgy seat. Just behind me, the EC and the political parties with their agents together with the EC, the parliamentary candidate for
hello, Sam. If you can hear me, kindly position yourself properly so we can better get the sound quality.
Following the Melo, can you hear me now?
Yes, kindly position yourself properly so we can have a quality
Hello,
sound.
Melo.
Yes, Sam. I'm hearing you.
Is it okay?
Absolutely, go on.
Right, so coalition is still underway for 2 of the constituencies, the Sawama Dodgiri and the Suhum constituency. Coalition is still underway for these 2. Now, if the NPP and the NDC are from time to time engaging in tense conversations, tense exchanges over disagreements, either with the pen sheet or the figures that they have on the biometric verification machines, the EC intent is taking their time to the EC intent is taking their time to ensure that the process goes smoothly, but it is not without these exchanges. You have both parties engaged in these exchanges here and there, and you also have big personalities of the parties around. You have the majority chief, the majority leader, the leader of the NPP in Parliament, Afenyo Maki, just behind me. Then you have Peter Tokuno, who is with the NDC, also part of these proceedings, monitoring clearly what is happening here within the Tesson Police Depot. As I speak, the coalition for is getting very heated here, and I'll try and see if I can engage Peter Tokuno for our viewing. Hello, so you are welcome to ABC News Ghana.
Thank you.
Right, though, you have been here since the morning. You have disagreed with the Apetia and the Satiako declaration. I think you come here to join. What is happening in the coalition so far?
Well, it's not going. And so where we are identifying irregularities, we are setting them aside. Indeed, we have had one outstanding irregularity where the document was not signed by the PO. It was not signed by any agent, and copies was not given to any party. And so that one, obviously, we have to set it aside. And so we dropped that one. And so we are in the process and looking at case by case after doing a number of the police stations. The ones that we have doing of this, we are looking at them case by case so that we can conclude it.
For I understand you have set aside about 63 of the pinching from 63 different police stations. What were the issues?
Well, there are a number of issues. The ground rules were that because everybody, all the 3 parties have their pink sheets, some was compromised. Compromise meaning some of them do not have some are missing, some are destroyed. We agreed that we would be looking at the ones that we all have, so that the ones that we all do not have, we will put them on hold. Then now we'll come back to them and see how we can verify whether the results are authentic. There was only one instance where there was inconsistency between our results and that of the Electoral Commission.
And you are so for the 2 constituencies so far, you are happy with the proceedings. It's been transparent.
It's not about the happiness; it's about the winning.
So you want to still win this seat?
Yes, we certainly have to win them.
Let's come to the allegations leveled against Afenyo Maki, who displayed just some emails. You came in to write this to also debunk him and says that he's been proposed over the years and he should know that his time has come to an end. Why is it so that the NDC, even though you haven't been sworn in, is seeming to be attacking people within the government?
Nobody is attacking anybody in government. It is because of their conduct right now that is making the public call them out. Nobody is attacking anybody. In fact, they were heavily rejected by the country because of their arrogance and the pomposity that they displayed in government. And so it is not for us to even say the people of Ghana rejected them because of their conduct. And so as for their conduct, it's done and dusted, and they have been dealt with severe. But the key thing is that they shouldn't pass empty declarations and accusations which are baseless, which have no basis, which has no merit on our president-elect. The time where they could attack the president at any time and nobody would mind them is over. And so they shouldn't start now. The president is a president-elect, and you cannot at this point be accusing him of not acting when people are misbehaving and your government is complicit and you expect it to act when the president himself is not acting, the police service.
Finally, before I let you go, the Akwitia and the Fantiakwa, you said that they brought in the
Don't mention Fantiakwa because Fantiakwa was declared long ago.
So you disagree with
that one? It's completely disregard anything that was done because the law is very clear. Go and read the CI 127. It is only the returning officer who has the power, not even the Mensa, not even regional director, district director has the power to declare any parliamentary result. It is only the returning officer.
You disregard
how much more going to pay some officer from the street to come and say that he has declared result? Oh, that one is completely inconsequential.
You disregard what happened today.
It's completely inconsequential.
All right. Thank you very much. So that is Dr. Peter Otokono of the NDC. Melo, so this, like I mentioned, the coalition is still very much ongoing. Yeah, party agents from both parties are still here, and I'm trying to see if I can engage one of the party agents for the Supreme independent candidate in MP, Supreme independent candidate and incumbent MP, Kojo Asante. Boss, you've been here since morning. How has the coalition?
It has gone on smoothly. Even though the EC has taken an entrenched position, I think it's very sad for our democracy.
What position are you talking about?
We have detected so many errors. So many errors. They are all EC own yes. And you ask yourself that what is all this amounting to? I get it. Because they are just doing everything to twist the will of the people of Sydney to the MP. But I believe that if God has not making your faith, you force yourself one day you pay a price for it. We as a Democrat, we believe in the rule of law. So we have so far there are so many. There are about 50 police stations. 50 police stations. Somewhere. Instead of a one which is taking the
so they are going ahead with those.
Yeah,
they are not setting them aside.
After they set them aside and they said, get all those figures aside.
Have you made your objection?
Yes, you have made an objection. You have even tabled it to our lawyers. I get it. But they are saying that we still go ahead. So, we are
on the angles.
Use the legal process. I believe that the rule of the people of Sudan.
You mentioned earlier, you were speaking about the PPR. You believe some PPRs were also tempted.
Yes.
DVDs.
That's the parametric
manipulation device. Yes.
That is the DVDs is now what politicians or let's say. I'm speaking for Sudan.
Yeah.
It was tempered.
How?
PVD can be tempered if you are not inclined in IT. Now, you will not see a politician doing dropping two ballots inside a box. But they can connive with a few, and that's what we detected. Because what we do, we also IT inclined people. And we have intel within the account that between 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., they switch the people.
So how many of them have been defended? Are you
saying? 50 polling stations. And all those 50 polling stations, the PC had over 70 people. It was a plan work. So we are telling them, okay, please, let's investigate the BBDs. Because we have the BBDs, each one, we have their serial numbers. And with their serial numbers, we can detect the foreign BBDs that they try to order. Inject into
and they're easily rejected.
And yes, actually, at the
Sam, like We've lost Sam over there, who was giving us some live update from the Tesano police station, where all these collation challenges are happening. But joining us on phone is Dr. Rashid Tanko, who is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. Dr. Tanko, good evening. We know that it has been a very busy day for you, but let me find out for you, what do you make of all these collation challenges? And as it stands now, there is contention with some of the constituencies where some of your party executives are even contending the results.
Let me say good evening to your cherished listeners and to you yourself. Let me repeat, and I want you to quote me very well. We are not going to respect that recoalition going on over there. We are not going to respect it a bit.
Why are you not going to respect it?
Why should we respect it? Was the election conducted in Greater Accra? You are talking of Eastern Region. Eastern Region has a structure. It has a regional electoral commission. It has a police command there. The security setup, everything is there. So you are telling me that Eastern Region, they couldn't organize a coalition and all that. And it has to take Greater Accra Police Depot to do a recoalition. What kind of child play is that? And you think we are going to respect that?
Now, Dr. Tanko, for instance, in the Eastern Region, the Frontier Court North constituency, where the Deputy Returning Officer ruled in favor of the NPP, we also do have the Returning Officer ruling for your party. So why do you say that you will not respect this decision by the executives?
The Returning Officer declared the results at Police Depot in Accra here. The one who is mandated to declare the results is the returning officer. And he did discharge his duties creditably at the Constituency Collation Center in Fantiaqua. If you're not satisfied with his declaration, you know where to go. You go to court. It is only the court that can call for recollation or anything of that sort. Not for you to now arrogate yourself certain powers that they don't have. To now take it all the way from Eastern Region to a police depot here. I'm telling you, we are putting it on record. All those who participated in these processes will be arrested, prosecuted for indulging in illegal activities. These are the things we don't do in Ghana. We are having.
Dr. Tanko, when you say these officials will be prosecuted, are you trying to undermine their job? As in line of duty, they are executing their responsibility.
Do you know that they have undermined the job of the laid down procedure? Who is the Deputy Returning Officer? Are you telling me that if Madam Jean Mensa announced that so-and-so has elected as president, Bossman can also come and announce another person? Is that what you are telling me? Is that how the Constitution was drafted? Is the Returning Officer incapacitated? Is the Returning Officer dead? Has the Returning Officer resigned, tender in his resignation? For the Deputy Returning Officer to go and announce that because my returning officer is not around. In any case, who asked you to do the recollation?
Tanko, we'll come back to that, but your party, especially your members, also have been accused of putting some of the electoral officers under duress to declare some of the electoral results. What do you have to say about that?
What duress are you talking about? I'm asking you, when they say duress, ask them. At the time those returning officers declared the results, were there no policemen around there? Some had even military men standing there when they were declaring it. So if you are saying under duress, then you have to pass that question to the military or the police service. Because I can't imagine you have policemen, numbering almost 20 of them, standing for a returning officer to declare results. Then you turn around and ask me that they did that under duress. Was it the military or the police who put them under duress to announce the results?
Well, not specifically in terms of the Fantiaqua, constituency or the Eastern Coalition results, but some pockets of, I should say, coalition centers where some of your executives, for instance, Okankwe Central, for instance, we did see where your Member of Parliament, St. George, storming the premises to vehemently demand for declaration from the electoral officer. Isn't that also justifying some of the things that people have said about your members?
At the time St. George went to that place, were there no policemen there? Didn't you see policemen standing in the collation center?
And so wouldn't you condemn such practice?
I condemn what? Whether it's St. George is an officer of the party. He's an agent. And he knew that we had collated the result. The result was properly collated. And therefore, it was right for the returning officer to announce the results. On what basis was the returning officer going to hold the results again? When you have collected the results and clearly you've seen the winner, what was the basis for him to hold the results?
Dr. Tanko,
that is the question we are talking about. You don't go into this charade and think that we are going to accept it. We are not going to accept that nonsense.
Well, so what exactly will the NDC be doing on this?
I am saying we won't accept it. That is what I'm saying. It's illegal. Anything which is illegal is in nullity, and we are not going to accept it.
So you would want to take legal actions?
Them to understand. They can continue their charade over there, but we are putting on record. It is only the returning officer who has the right to announce the results. The basis of recollation can only be done at court of competent jurisdiction. Even when a returning officer announces the results, he cannot come back and re-announce again. I think we have not gone to law schools or what? What kind of rubbish is this? We're not going to accept it. We are putting on record, and you know what we can do about it. We know we are saying that, putting them on record. Now look, all those who participated in this illegality will be prosecuted. But the law must deal with them so that we bring sanity into our electoral system.
Dr. Tanko, will the NDC be taking this matter legally?
Take which matter legally? I said we are going to make sure that they are arrested and prosecuted. These are criminals. The law is very clear. The CI 127 is very clear as to the procedure to be adopted in declaring a resource. The law is very explicit on it. And there is no page on the law which says that a deputy returning officer can come and declare a resource. Show me which part of the CI which says that a deputy returning officer can come and do that. Where is it even coming from? The law is talking of returning officer. The law makes sure that a returning officer and assistants who to assist him do his work. They didn't say that they should come and take over his job. The man has done his job. He declared somebody a winner because he has done his collation and declared somebody a winner. If you are not satisfied, you go to the law court. You don't go and organize yourself in a charade from brought themselves all the way from Eastern region to a police depot. These are the things we are talking about. And the police officers who supported or abated this criminal act will face the law.
All right, Dr. Tanko, we thank you so much this evening for your time, for helping us on this conversation. We have been speaking with Dr. Rashid Tanko, who is the Deputy Director of IT of Elections as well with the NDC. We are back with some more news, but we're back also with Business Tuesday. Welcome back, and you're still watching ABC Prime. Let's do some business. And in a statement from the Ministry of Finance dated December 12, 2024, highlights Ghana's economy as significantly outpacing expectations in 2024, demonstrating robust growth despite challenges. Now, according to the Ministry of Finance, quoting, Ghana's economy continues to exceed expectations, defying challenges and solidifying its position as one of the most dynamic economic in African regions, unquote. Now, when comparing the Q3 2024 to the same period in 2023, substantial growth was observed across key sectors. For instance, the oil GDP grew by 7.2% in Q3 2024, a notable increase for 2.2% in Q3 2023. Now, non-oil GDP also rose by 7.7% compared to 2.4% in Q3 2023, reflecting a strong overall economic performance. The Ministry of Finance stated, quoting, given this stellar performance, Ghana is on track to exceed the recently revised GDP growth projection of 4% for 2024 under the third review of the IMF-supported program. Ghana's post-debt restructuring growth defies global trends, while such economies typically grow at a modest 1 to 2%. The ministry further emphasized that Ghana's economic resurgence underscores its unwavering commitment to fiscal consolidation, debt restructuring, and inclusive growth. This performance not only highlights the country's resilience, but also its ability to lead the charge in economic review across regions. That's all for business. We're back with some more local news. Do stay. You're watching a major news bulletin here on ABC Prime. Once again, I'm Eric Chinibwa Melo. Let's move on with some more news. Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Grace Ansah Akrofi has warned individuals involved in post-election violence, looting and distraction to cease immediately or face legal action. She stated that despite the situation and extreme provocation, police officers have not resorted to the use of firearms. ACP Ansah Akrofi gave the warning while addressing the media on ongoing effort to manage post-election tensions. According to her, officers are ready to respond appropriately according to the law to ensure that peace of the country is not taken for granted. She reiterated the security agency's commitment and maintaining peace and order, urging the public to cooperate with authorities to ensure the country's stability.
Officers who are roaming through communities looking for perpetrators, and we will arrest every one of them that is involved. Additionally, we have a team of investigators dedicated to reviewing every footage, every picture, every image that we have received in connection with these attacks and acts of lawlessness. And as our review goes on, any person that is in connection with these attacks and acts of lawlessness, and as our review goes on,
well, in view of this, the police says it has put in out measures to deepen out security for the coalition and outstanding constituencies. And on the screen is the press release by the police. It says, police deepen security for the coalition of 4 outstanding constituencies in the eastern region. It reads, the Ghana Police Service has enhanced security measures for coalition of the 4 outstanding constituencies in the eastern region. The 4 outstanding coalition have been recollated to the National Police Training School at Tessenal in Accra, which is currently ongoing with a fortified security presence of police and military to ensure the safety and security of the process. It continues to say one of the constituencies has been successfully completed, leaving 3 with coalition process are still ongoing as of now. Let me just summarize one more. It says that a similar arrangement has been made in the Ashanti and Bono East regions for the remaining coalition, where the police are waiting for the Electoral Commission to confirm the date for these exercises. Also, the police wish to assure the public that adequate security has been provided to enable Electoral Commission officials to carry out their duties without this. And let's go on the phone and speak to governance expert, Dr. Frederick Ojuro. Doc, good evening.
Good evening.
Well, obviously, looks like after the election and post-election, we have seen pockets of violence and agitations here in relation with challenges with coalition. As a governance expert, what does this mean in governance?
Well, it's all a question of indiscipline and lack of respect for rule of law. Because I think we had developed for ourselves effective and efficient electoral system. We have developed our CI 127, which clearly spells out processes and the legal regime governing the election. The EC had gone ahead based on various discussions, to develop a number of aid de memoire to guide the electoral process. Now, people want to go and tell their supporters that, oh, they are going to steal the election. So the most unnecessary action is taken to stop a beautiful process we have developed, because we all agree that elections are won at the polling station. So all I need to do is to police the election at the level of the polling station. How is it that the political parties, by the morning of the elections, knew who had won the presidential election, yet the EC could not announce it because they didn't have the information? When political party supporters were encouraged to go to the coalition center where they have no business to disrupt the process. So that is what has led to all these things.
Dr. Ojo, once again, looking at the tensions that has erupted from these two major political parties in relation with the coalition result, it looks like some of the electoral officers are under duress to also be forced to mention the result or declare the result. How is this going to affect transition and other related matters in Parliament or governance?
Well, the point is that people should be disciplined. And if we say we are Democrats, we should respect the rule of law. Now, if you are coming into government and your supporters are misbehaving, and you can call them to order, you see, what you do is you are telling the security services, particularly the police, to use perhaps brute force to quell some of these riotous behavior. And what will be the repercussion? We may lose lives, which is so unnecessary and needless, because the main outcome of the election has been determined. Why should we get into this place? So I think, in as much as we want to encourage the security services to do the needful, I think the best option is for political leaders to call their people to go back to their homes and stop whatever they think they are doing, because it is not setting the stage for first easy transition or even disciplined governance when we get into, after the handing over. Well, people who misbehave now would think that they can keep on doing it, and it is not good for the country. You know, I have always said peace is a currency that you cannot use any money to buy. But if we throw away the wealth of peace we have in this country just because we've gone into an election, it doesn't make sense. This is a country that has continuously changed government peacefully. Why should they have this problem now? Because of comments made. People who incited their supporters to go out there claiming they are being the election is being stolen from them. Was it very necessary? When we have all the civil means of resolving our challenges, why do we use brute force? And now look at the numerous things beyond what they are doing with the Electoral Commission. Look at what they are doing here. It was on your platform that I expressed my unhappiness with the way political parties are attacking the Electoral Commission. Now, can we blame the EC for what is happening?
Once again, the contention that some of the parties, especially the National Democratic Congress, would say that elections are won at the polls, and they have emphatically made mention that this year's election, they're not going to the courts, they will be vigilant until every declaration is made. And so perhaps, maybe they're taking advantage of the...
but was that needful?
No, they're still being vigilant, as they were saying.
The stance they took. Indeed, if you've got all your polling station pink sheets with you, can anybody really take away your victory? Look at it. Let's be truthful with ourselves. Even the presidential election, which is the highest office there has been a concession. Who can say I will not concede for parliamentary election? For me, it doesn't make much, well, it doesn't help our system. So they themselves, I mean, all the political leaders should rise up and show leadership. Otherwise, they are going to create for themselves a country which is not governable because of indiscipline. People will think we've put you in power, so we can do whatever we want and you can't do anything. We are creating for ourselves a state of insecurity where there has been absolute peace and security in this country. Is that what the incoming government would like to have on its hands? And then people who should know better are saying, oh, the new government has not taken over. So police and the military should go out there and shoot at people who are looting and misbehaving. People can go to the police training center and misbehave.
Dr. Odro, unfortunately, we don't have much time, but let me finally ask this question. So, how can the authorities or the hierarchy that be, trickle down some kind of advice to the party party executives so these tensions can settle?
No, you see, the point is that the people who are misbehaving believe that even when there is, after the transition, whatever crime they commit, nobody is going to prosecute them. They believe their own party people will not prosecute them. So they believe they can keep on doing what they are doing in the expectation that whatever happens, nothing will be done against them. So if we can have any serious resolution to this, the NDC particularly should come out and call its supporters to go back, to stop what they are doing. The people who are misbehaving at the coalition centers are NDC people. Of course, I understand some MPP people are also standing their grounds, claiming they will not agree. We have a civil process. Why aren't we allowed the civil process to work?
Dr.
But we think brute force
Dr.
can work.
Unfortunately, we'd have to end the conversation here, but we would want to continue more on this topic. Unfortunately,
You're
this
most
time.
welcome.
Absolutely, thank you. That was Dr. Frederick Odro. He's a governance expert who has been speaking on the back of this whole controversy of allegations of collision challenges. But let's move on with some sports news after this break. In sports, Ghanaian defender Tariq Lamptey has been named in the BBC English Premier League team as the man of the week after stood out performance in Britain's 2-2 draw against Leicester City. His squad is standing opener and impressed defensively, earning praises from BBC pundit who lauded his coaching potential and ability. Now, Lamptey joins a star-studded lineup featuring Aston Villa's Emiliano Martinez and Ezri Konsa, Chelsea's Enzo Ferdinand and Cole Palmer, and Crystal Palace's Maxence Laxio and Will Hughes. Now, the attack is led by Gerard Bowen, Jimin Vede and Brian Mbeumo. Lamptey also has battled injuries in recent seasons. His current form highlights his growing importance to Britain and the Ghana national team. Let's bring you some international updates. The U.S. President Joe Biden has granted 39 presidential pardons and commuted the sentence of nearly 1,500 people, marking the largest single-day act of clemency in the U.S. history. The pardons were given to individuals convicted of non-violent crimes, including drug offenses, with Biden praising their successful rehabilitation and dedication to stronger, safer communities. The communications targeted those placed under home confinement during the COVID-19 pandemic whose sentences Biden deemed excessive under outdated laws. This move follows Biden's controversial pardon of his son, Hunter Biden, who faced sentencing for 2 criminal cases. The decision drew criticisms as Biden had previously dismissed the ideas, calling the cases potentially motivated. Biden's latest action continues a trend of U.S. presidents granting clemency to close associates. Let's do some entertainment update after this. An entertainment newly elected member of parliament for Gomort Central, Kwame A+ says his focus in parliament will be serving his constituents, not championing the creative industry. He stressed that his mandate comes from the people of Gomort Central, not industry groups like Musica or FIPEG, which offered no support during his campaign. He won the parliamentary seat with 14,277 votes, defeating incumbent NPP MP Nana Iya Kwanzaa by 2,640 votes. Reflecting on his journey, A+ highlighted his economic pursuit, revealing that he obtained a bachelor's degree, master's, and an